The recent storms and bad weather in Texas are going to be an interesting development for insurance claims processing for a lot of major insurers because of the fact that, first of all, it's a very high value event. Many homes had damages. There may be ancillary damages for, loss of use, for water damage, maybe even, freezers full of groceries that were spoiled. Business claims, loss of use, business interruption, BI insurance may be at play. But one of the reasons why this particular event may be more adversarial for claims is because of the nature of some of these claims are going to be vague, right? So if, let's say, there was a freezing event and the pipes broke, how much of that water damage is going to be covered? Is it in the policy? And if it is in the policy, how much are the insurance companies, insureds, going to be fighting over what's covered? This is not a normal event. This is not simple like a house burned down, hail hit the roof. It's kind of unusual in the fact that the proximate cause may be 2 or 3 layers removed from the actual damage. And I suspect there's going to be a lot of companies and individual homeowners who are going to have some issues with their insurance providers about what the damage is. Have a case where we've talked to a colleague that has a business that had a freeze event, and they went in after being closed for a few days because of not being able to go on the road, and found that their business was full of water from a frozen pipe that then thawed, and the pipe was outside but the flood went inside. There's already some question about if the policy is going to cover it, because if the water was originally on the outside and went inside, it may not fit the exact terms and conditions of their commercial lines policy. So this is a good article from Property and Casualty Insurance where claims will become litigation because of the fact that it's an unusual event. Strong potential for bad faith litigation, meaning that insureds may either not understand their policy, or they may have higher expectations on their policy than is going to be paid in claims, and might litigate against the insurers. It says Texas are calling their homeowners insurance in droves and opening up claims based on property damage that resulted from weather and power outages, dealing with unexpected and extensive damage, including water damage. Water damage is an extremely litigated type of claim. We've seen it in Florida where when there's a broken pipe or even a hurricane or something that causes water damage, some of the damage may not be located until you start pulling out walls and finding mold or finding deteriorated type materials, but sometimes those things were deteriorated before. Many insurance companies have denied coverage, and there's many reasons why that might be denied. Some are legitimate policy exclusions. So you want to make sure that the insured understands their policy, what they're covered for. And look, if you're an insured that thankfully did not have any of these claims, you may want to look at your policies to make sure you have coverage for these types of very unusual, unexpected events. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to be covered and having to litigate against coverage. The other thing that some insurance companies may do is, instead of denying a claim, and because they don't feel it's correct, is initially approving it, but then subrogating back against the property owner or the insured if it's determined not to be covered later, because then you don't have the bad faith claim that you might have to litigate against and have legal fees. So there's a lot going on with this insurance event in Texas. I suspect that over the next months or even years, some of these claims may be litigated. It may even create some case law about how these types of claims are settled, how the new policies are underwritten, and how language and contracts may be adjusted. But more importantly, if you're an insured, either a commercial lines business owner or a personal lines property owner, you want to look at your contract and talk to your agent about what type of coverages you have and what might be excluded in unusual events such as this.